was even that?
3, 2, 1, go.
Episode 236 UFC event. Meat Boy, let's go. Hate to be the wolf of bad news, but I feel like we got to jump straight into the recap of what went down last week and the can of worms that has subsequently been opened as a result. We happen to have meat-locked Isaac Dulgarian. We thought that he would walk through Yadier Delvai, utilize his grappling, be much more well-rounded than Delvai, and simply take him out. But unfortunately, the betting action got halted hours before the action. Ultimately, tons of money comes down on Yadier Delvai by first round finish, and Dulgarian loses via first round finish and looks like a complete amateur en route. So let's talk about the meatlock. What was your take on what we witnessed? And I mean, Dulgarian already got cut, but it was the last fight of his deal anyways. What do you make of the technically L of a meatlock from last week?
Yeah, we got absolutely robbed, and it might have been the last fight on his contract, and that's why he might have taken a bag from mafiosos like in the NBA. So more news to come. I'm excited to see what happens with that, but potentially we're getting a refund, and I really hope we get one because that was complete BS. That was an easy lock, and we all know it. You guys know it too, but we were robbed by El Mafio.
Yeah, a couple different sports books already refunded the action for Dulgarian versus Delvai. Not all of them though, so it's like kind of a wait and see thing. For now, we'll take the L, we'll take it on the chin. But if somehow the information does get confirmed in the end, then we're adding 245 back to our balance. Because talk about a bad luck zuck of a meatlock L for sure. And as you said, the viewers kind of know what went down in that one, but let's allow the facts to determine that, I suppose. Either way, though, the card was pretty dusty. We both went 3-2. Obviously, it was the meatlock rigged L, and then we also got kind of low-key zucked in the Ante Delija fight versus Waldo Cortez, because Cortez gets finished by Delija. Cortez then says he got poked in the eye, which he did, but Delija has the adrenaline dump. He's celebrating, jumping on the cage. Thought he just picked up a YOLO first round finish over Salsa Boy. Nonetheless, the fight gets resumed, and then Ante Delija was knocked out 5 seconds later. So we both went 3-2. What'd you make of that Ante Delija fight, and do you think that they should run that back?
I don't know. I think Salsa Boy, it is what it is. I don't want to see that fight. I'm not a fan of either one of those guys, but it's pretty funny. Salsa Boy has definitely been getting in the headlines to make Tom Aspinall look like an absolute beta. So that's unfortunate for Tom Aspinall because I feel like it's a little different. Wasn't the same. But yeah, I'm good on seeing that as a rematch. Salsa Boy had it. That was a cool comeback, but I don't know, weird calling, and who knows if that was, do we need to investigate the refs? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows what went down with that one? You could even point to the Cedric Dumas fight on the prelims. It was kind of a strange night for sure, but either way, Meat Boy, it was UFC unnamed, UFC blank. We finally got through it, and we both had a successful weekend. So you trying to swap us through to another absolute duster of a card in UFC event?
Yeah, no, let's go to Dusty Dinkelman 2.0, but once again, this is a lock.
Yes, swap us through that. It's the Meatlock. You see the text. Randy Brown, easy light work, is taking out Gabriel Bonfim. And while both Bonfim brothers are obviously talented, Gabriel being the more impressive, more imposing one, we simply think that neither of them are on the level that Randy Rude Boy Brown is. And I think the easiest argument to make is it's MMA math, right? But what he just did to Dalby, what Randy Brown just did to Dalby just a few months ago was beautiful. Fight of the night, second round finish, and nobody puts out Nicholas Dalby out cold like that. And when Dalby fought against Homeboy, he got absolutely smoked. That is Bonfim. So we like this meatlock. What do you like about Randy Brown as a dog, and how do you think he gets this one done as a meatlock over the better Bonfim?
Yeah, this is the better bomb theme, and but still a bomb theme, aka a bomb dog. But I do like that Randy Brown just smoked Dalby, which Dalby smoked bomb theme. So MMA math, usually doesn't work, but I feel like this is gonna be the one that does. And Randy Brown is no joke. I usually always pick him anyway, so I'm pumped to pick him for a meatlock. But yeah, I think bum themes, they just haven't fought to the caliber of Randy Brown, and I just don't know where this guy's going to get him. Striking, he's not going to have him. Grappling, even Randy Brown trains with, body bags, Sean Brady, all those guys, so he'll be ready for that. So yeah, just everywhere. I'm just surprised to see him as a dog. To be fair, to be frank, especially coming off of a really good performance of his last fight. So this is a juicy dog, I would say, if anything.
It's very juicy. Tapology's all over it as well, so they like the plus 140 meatlock dog as well. 67% is rolling with Rude Boy. Most of it is Brown for the KO, so they think that Gabriel is going out there to get slept. 33% rolling with Bonfima. It's pretty differentiated, whether it's by finish or decision. But Bonfima is a guy obviously coming off a nice 3-fight win streak. We just think Randy Brown will be much more well-rounded, and I like the fact that he has a 6-inch reach advantage. I could see the strikes really starting to accumulate in this one over Bonfim, and as a result, are we gonna go Bonfim is getting finished in this one, or do you think this goes all 5 rounds? How late does this fight go for this meatlock dog?
Yeah, I think Bonfim probably gets knocked out first round. To be fair, he either gets knocked out first round, second round. There's no way this goes the distance. I will be very surprised. But if it goes, then respect to Bonfim because he's tougher than I thought. I think that Bonfim's gonna get knocked out. If he goes the distance, he's still losing either way. But yeah, I think this will be an early and often fight.
Yeah, 100%. It's a meatlock for a reason. Easy light work, whether it's an early finish or this fight does go the distance. We'll be keeping it simple. Throwing down an easy 100 to net 140. Get us back on track. We should still technically be on track, but nonetheless, won't belabor the point. You ready to swap us through to Tulio versus CLD?
Yeah, CLD indeed.
Move us over then. Marco Tulio is a minus 180 favorite. Hype Beast taking on Christian Leroy Duncan, aka CLD License, who is plus 140 and is low key on kind of a tear. I thought CLD License looked amazing in that most recent contest when he finished Eric Anders, right? And that's a dude who Eric Anders loses most fights, but not a lot of guys go out there and finish Eric Anders. And the fact that CLD was able to do that in the first round, I thought was pretty impressive. And it piggybacked off his second win as a dog against Andre Pulaev. So obviously, this dude is peaking. He's taking on Marco Tulio, though, who's riding a 10-fight win streak. He's got some nice finishes in the UFC as well, but he beat Ihor Potieria, slept him. Everyone does. So did Tresean Gore. He slept Tresean Gore. So do you like the fact that Tulio is a minus 180 favorite after the fact that he knocked out Ihor Potieria and Tresean Gore, or is CLD License, the more experienced guy, fought higher level competition, a juicy dog?
Yeah, I think CLD License is definitely a juicier dog. Um, I mean, he's failed us before, but this one, I think he's going to come through. I do like that he's a dog on this. I do like his fighting style. I do like his size in this one. But I think he gets it done. And I think he gets it done on the feet. I don't think it goes the distance.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? Because Tulio is getting 75% of the Tapology support. They're all over him. A lot of Brown. They think he's going to go out there and sleep CLD, but I don't know. I'm just not really seeing it that same way. CLD, I think, is going to have the advantage on the feet. He has the significant reach advantage. He's way taller, way bigger. And the level of competition that he's fought compared to Tulio, I feel like is night and day. I mean, Christian Leroy Duncan is a dude with some pretty solid wins, and his losses are against Armin Petrosian, not bad, and RoboCop, also not bad, a top 10, top 7 guy in the division. So unless Tulio is on that level, I think there could be some dog value for CLD as well. If you're taking Duncan, is this going the distance, or is he going to go out there and finish this hype beast?
Yeah, I think CLD License is going to finish the hype beast for sure.
CLD by finish. I like it. Maybe this fight goes the distance, but either way, we're riding the dog in this one. Swap us through, though. This next one is one I've been curious to get your perspective on because Jaime Barcelos is a plus 128 dog, taking on Ricky Simone, minus 164, who suddenly seems back. I mean, Ricky Simone has been on a beautiful 2-fight win streak. Performance of the night finish he picked up against Javid Bashara, and he had lost 3 straight prior to that, right? Ricky Simone had his back against the wall, basically, and he responded with 2 beautiful wins. And Barcelos, meanwhile, same story, right? Had lost 2 straight, suddenly has won 3 in a row. And sprinkled in there was the plus 450 hype beast destroying, dominating fight that he had over Peyton Talbology. So, what do you make of this one? Is Ricky Simone just too much on track and at minus 164 is just going to levels test Jaime Barcelos, or is Barcelos going to cash as a dog again?
Honestly, I could see Barcelos cashing as a dog, but I don't know. Ricky Simon, Some days he beats Marab, some days he can't beat a bum. So you just never know. I do like Barcelos in those as a dog though. This kind of seems like a dog card where all the dogs are probably going to pull through. But oh man, I'm honestly torn on this one. I think I'm going to take Barcelos. Might as well keep the dog energy going. I think he
136 pounds
probably gets it
returning
done
for Raoni Barcelos.
purely because of his experience and grit and thickness and toughness. But Ricky, I mean, if Ricky's on, he probably wins that fight. But I'm gonna gamble on this one.
Yeah, they'll basically be the same size. Simone is 6 or 5 years younger. 38 is Barcelos. Tapology likes Ricky Simone, but it's basically beige on both sides. They think this fight is likely going the distance. I probably buy that. I mean, I think Ricky Simone is probably going to have the wrestling and subsequently grappling advantage just because I feel like he's going to get some takedowns and likely find ways to control a lot of the action on the ground, perhaps landing some significant strikes on the ground as well. I don't know. This one seems tough for me. If you're taking Barcelos, do you two think this fight will be close, competitive, and likely goes the distance, or do you think Hyun is going to go out there and finish Ricky Smoke?
He could definitely finish Ricky. Ricky, he's I don't know. I don't have too much confidence in Ricky, even though he is the favorite. But yeah, he could get the finish, but he probably wins by decision if he does. Man, it's just so tough. I don't know. He's on a tear. He beat Tepology, Cody G. Yeah, he probably wins by decision. If he doesn't knock those two guys out, he's probably not knocking out Ricky. Because I think Ricky definitely has a better chin than Cody. Probably has a better chin than Talbology? Question mark. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And Song Yadong is the only one that put out Ricky Simone, right? So Ricky Simone, he'll lose some fights, but he doesn't get finished too often. So if
Yeah.
Barcelos goes out there and finishes him, that would be a fern in his cap for sure. But either way, Meepo, I got to go Ricky Simone in this one. I feel like he's just younger. He's peaking. He's back, maybe. I mean, I hesitate to even perhaps go that far because Ricky Simone can be one of those dudes who, as soon as you start investing in again, it could go sideways. But he's been looking good. To me, he seems dialed. I say he goes out there. I'm going to go Ricky Simone by finishing this one. I think Barcelos gets smoked, and I think ultimately he gets finished, similar to how Umar did against him. But could be buying too much into the Ricky Simone is back hype train. Either way, though, any last thoughts on Simone versus Raoni Barcelos?
No, this is a fun fight, an interesting fight nonetheless, and I'm curious to see if Barcelos can keep it going.
Yeah, we'll see for sure. Let us know in the comments if you're taking Barcelos or Ricky Simone. But either way, Meepo, swap us through. Urosh Medic is taking on the Kung Fu Panda, Muslim Salikov, who keeps winning fights, right? I mean, even though this dude's 40 years old, even though he's a dog in every fight he is in, he's out there picking up nice victories and he's getting finishes as well, right? Two straight performances of the night, first round finishes, the first via spinning wheel kick against Song Kanan, and then most recently as another significant dog, KO stiffer against Carlos Leal, who had all of his hype destroyed in 42 seconds. So in this one, Muslim Salikov again is a dog, and he's taking on Uroš Medic, who also is coming off a recent tear, also is getting some nice finishes, but level of competition maybe not quite as to what Muslim Salikov has seen and finished most recently. So is this another continuation of your dog night? Is UFC event Muslim Salikov another dog?
Honestly, I was gonna go with the doctor, but then I had to refresh my memory with the record, and I mean, you're losing my boy Puna Healy. There's no
But
way you're gonna beat um the King of Kung Fu. Let's just be honest. Like so, King of Kung Fu has this because there's no way he would ever lose to Puna Healy. That's for dang sure. Because the King of Kung Fu is no joke. He should, yes, he is 62, no big deal. But when you're the King of Kung Fu, wisdom with time equals undefeatable.
no, it's so true, and I mean, truer words never spoken. Because if Puna goes out there and sleeps you, not only in the first round, but in the first 30 seconds, I mean, in no parallel universe would he ever do that. To your point, to the Kung Fu Panda, I mean, King of Kung Fu is a guy who basically outstrikes everyone he goes up against. So to get slept by just one of those YOLO coconut bombs, definitely would not ever happen. So. What do you make of the odds? Is it the fact that Uros Medic just got that beautiful first round finish against Gilbert Urbina just a few months ago. The reason why he's a significant favorite in this one, because to me, I see a dude who has some okay wins. Tim Means, Semi the Jedi, Omar Morales, all those dudes will get smoked by King of Kung Fu. So what do you make, if we're both kind of seeing it for Kung Fu, what do you make of the odds?
The only thing I think of is that people are just such casuals, or maybe there's some rigoroni going on. I don't know, but it doesn't make any sense on why people are thinking that the only thing I think of is his age. But like they just don't know the King of Kung Fu. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, it's actually surprising to see, the doctor be a favorite. Like, I mean, is Gilbert that nasty? Bomb dog that loses to Radke? Like, come on. I don't know. That's just not enough for me to buy it. So I gotta take another dog. This is crazy.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm following the rationale for sure. And Tapology is surprisingly seen it the exact same way as well. 78% rolling with the King of Kung Fu, only 22% rolling with the Doctor Udos Medic. So I'm with you. Let's go Salikov in this one. I'm gonna go Salikov by decision though. I can see this fight going all 15 minutes, and if not 3-0, maybe it's a 2-1 and Udos had a successful first round or something. But I like decision this one. Seems like all the action will be coming in off KO. So I'll go Muslim by decision. Are you going Salikov by finish?
Yeah, Salikov by finish for sure.
Let us know in the comments if we're missing something, if Tapology is missing something, if the odds makers are missing something, or if you're rolling with us and everyone else essentially. Swap us through though. Joseph Morales, it's our meet event. It's the co-meet officially for UFC event, taking on Matt Schnell. And Matt Schnell's a plus 240 dog. Joseph Morales was the recent tough winner and is a minus 330 favorite. And is obviously getting a pretty good opportunity. I mean, this is obviously a trash card, absolute duster that they scrapped together for our entertainment, but it's still a co-meet event. So the UFC has at least given this tough winner a decent spotlight, I suppose, to make a name for himself against a guy in Matt Schnell who has double-digit fights in the division, has some nice wins, but is often served as fodder for a finish against hypebeasts. So what do you make of this co-meet? Good opportunity for Joseph Morales. Is this going to be too much too soon, though, and Matt Schnell's going to cash this plus 240?
Man, it's crazy to pick all dogs this card, but yes, I think Matt Schnell, he's gonna pull off some Sumu Darji type stuff where he's just getting hit, knocked out, Dunzo, and then, oh wait, you gassed? I'm Matt Schnell, and I keep going. So I would be very surprised to see Matt get submitted by this guy. If this guy submits Matt, he's the real deal because Matt does not get submitted by no scrubs. That's for dang sure. Um, but this guy, he is a grappler, specialist, I would say, or a submission artist. But so is Matt Schnell, and Matt Schnell is danger all over it. So I don't know. I gotta take Matt Schnell on this. I think he's gonna pull off a massive upset unless this kid's the real deal. If this guy goes through Matt Schnell like nothing and submits him, this guy's the real deal. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's good stuff for sure. And if you're taking Matt Schnell over Joseph Morales, you're rolling with 12% Tapology. 88% is going with Morales. It's basically decision those who are picking Danger Schnell. So you're taking him as a sizable dog against Jomo. Do you think he goes out there and picks up a decision?
Yeah, Jomo, I think I think Matt Schnell either gets a late third round finish or he gets a decision against Jomo.
Very interesting. I'll be curious to see if the gas tank holds for Joseph Morales because, to your point, I mean, we know Matt Schnell can go deep into contests he has before. And I mean, we have seen Morales do the same, but not in the UFC. I mean, he picked up an easy light work victory in his debut. And then, I mean, you could fast forward to it because this is a dude who was in the UFC before, right? Went 1-2, even lost to your boy Figgy, but it had been a while. And now let's see if he has the 15 minutes that he'll need potentially against Matt Schnell. But in this one, me boy, I'm not uber bullish on either guy. I'm gonna go Morales. I think that I don't know. I just low key think the Matt Schnell story is probably done. Don't anticipate him winning another fight. Essentially, he did get the nice recent win over Jimmy the Brick Flick, but I don't know. It's just like I don't see Matt Schnell beating many other guys beyond Jimmy the Brick Flick. So I'm gonna go Joseph Morales. I'm gonna go probably by finish. Matt Schnell is probably getting slept in this one. Any last thoughts on this, Comey?
No, this is definitely an event. That's for sure. I saw a funny video of Dana White getting triggered where, someone on live was like, "Hey Dana, how you gonna make the most trash cards of all time and these events are gonna suck?" And he absolutely snapped. how do you know they're gonna suck until they happen? And it's like, well, we told you last week and it happened. Guess what? This week I'm calling it also. So Dana, it doesn't take a little common sense to be used on these if they're trash.
100% trash on paper. Once in a while, though, to Dana's point, and I'm not always going to be the Dana defender, but once in a while, these cards that look like this sometimes do deliver with ultimate YOLOs start to finish. So fingers crossed for that. But I'm with you, likely more like UFC blank from last week. But either way, Meat Boy, next week is finally a pay-per-view. There's some sick action coming. Any last thoughts on episode 236 UFC event?
Can't wait for next week.
Why is tomorrow and next week's UFC so bad? Well, let me ask you a question. How's it bad when it hasn't even happened yet? Shut up. Watch it tomorrow, and if it's bad, tell me it's bad. All right.